This is 3 News Now, your daily update on everything Northeast Ohio with Stephanie Haney.
Hello everyone, welcome back to 3 News Now on this Friday, August 26th. I'm Stephanie Haney here with your top stories from WKYC.com and our WKYC app. Thank you for joining me for the stories that matter most to you here in Northeast Ohio. These are the stories that you are reading on, clicking and sharing from our website and from our app. And we start off with breaking national news today because the affidavit that provided the basis for the search of former President Donald Trump's home in Mar-a-Lago, where classified documents were recovered, that affidavit has been released. Now, I will tell you, it has been released, but it is heavily redacted. And what that means is that sensitive information, possibly personally identifying information, things that were not necessary to be made public, that couldn't be made public because of their own classification status, those things are blacked out. So this document is heavily blacked out. Now, what we do know is that it was written by an undisclosed FBI agent in charge of the investigation, and in it, the Department of Justice talked about a preliminary review of 15 boxes of records that were taken from Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence in 2021 that raised concerns and is what led to this search at the beginning of the month. So the affidavit talked about a lot of classified records intermixed with things like personal notes, photographs, and other things that were not classified records. There was also conversation about highly classified records that were unfolded, as I said, intermixed with other records and otherwise improperly identified. So there were 15 boxes that included 184 unique classified documents, including 64 that were marked as confidential, 92 that were marked as secret, and 25 labeled as top secret. Now, many of the documents taken from Mar-a-Lago before the warrant had Trump's handwritten notes on them, so obviously marking them up to his liking. Now, the document contained explicit references to why the Department of Justice believed there were more classified documents at the estate after reviewing these boxes from 2021. But those references had been removed and blacked out entirely. The agent, however, who did draft the affidavit did note that after Trump left office, there was no part of Mar-a-Lago, not a single section of it, that was sanctioned as a storage facility for classified documents. Here's a direct quote from the affidavit. I do not believe that any spaces within the premises have been authorized for the storage of classified information at least since the end of former POTUS's presidential administration on January 20th, 2021. So we do have a link to that document on WKYC.com. Again, it is heavily redacted, but the portions that we did talk about here are visible and you can see them for yourselves. Now, in news that you just can't make up, we are learning that the former Woodmere mayor has been sentenced to 33 months in jail for stealing credit card information to buy gas to make Amazon deliveries, of all things. The former mayor of Woodmere also spent 2 seasons as a Major League Baseball pitcher and has now been sentenced, as I said, to 33 months in jail and also ordered to pay more than $10,000 in restitution. This is after pleading guilty to stealing that credit card information to buy that gas, to put it in his truck, to make Amazon deliveries. Charles E. Smith Jr., that's his name, 33 years old, and he had previously pitched for the Florida Marlins. He was the mayor of Woodmere from 2009 to 2017, so he's accused of committing these crimes from May 2019 and May 2020. So not while he was mayor, 2 years after leaving office. What we do know from the document is that he is said to have stolen the credit and debit card information by purchasing it from the dark web. So he purchased this account information from the dark web and then used blank cards to load that information onto those cards and then use it to buy gas throughout northern Ohio to deliver packages for Amazon. What we do know, according to the documents, is that he is said to have used more than 100 stolen card and debit card accounts, but he's said to have purchased more than 600 stolen credit and debit card accounts, and that his victims span 25 states. That's half the country. On May 19, 2022, he pleaded guilty to 1 count of access device fraud and 1 count of aggravated identity theft. Now, as we continue to pay attention to the public health situation here in Northeast Ohio, the Ohio Department of Health has launched a monkeypox dashboard. This is as cases of monkeypox are rising here in Cuyahoga County. So the dashboard will provide the latest information. This dashboard, of course, is something that they learned from the playbook for dealing with COVID-19. So now there's lots of information readily available to the people who are looking for it. It shows the total number of cases across the state, the number of cases per county, the age range of people affected by monkeypox, the percentage of cases broken down by male versus female, and outcomes, including any hospitalizations and any deaths. So as of yesterday, there are 147 confirmed cases of monkeypox in the state of Ohio. Most of the cases have been in Cuyahoga County, with 69 total cases in Cuyahoga County. We do know that the Ohio Department of Health says most of the cases so far have been reported among men. 96% of the cases have been reported among men. The dashboard will be updated every Thursday. Now, Thursday night is a big night for high school students because they're getting ready for their Friday night football games, those Friday night lights. And our reporters here got an opportunity to talk with one student who plays for Akron Buchtel High School. And you might be surprised to learn that that student is a girl. Now, the coach of Akron Buchtel, head coach and athletic director Brian Williams, said that he thought it was a joke when he was told that 2 females would be trying out for the football team. And he said, all right, let's see how long they last. Well, they have lasted, and there are 2 female students that are on the Akron Buchtel High School football team. One of those, her name is Elisa, and our reporter got a chance to talk to her. Elisa Huron-Covington is her name. She says she gets excited because sometimes people don't know that she's a girl, and she just gets out there and does her thing, proving that she is right up there competing, blazing right up the middle with all of the guys that are on the football team as well. Now, there's another player as well that we didn't get a chance to talk to. Her name is Dee Travis, also on the roster. Elisa also said that she's hoping to play out her high school career at Buchtel and then possibly join a women's football league, which would be incredible. So the Buchtel Griffins take on Warren Harding this Friday, and those ladies will be a part of that team. Someone who apparently will not be part of the team for the Cleveland Cavaliers is Utah Jazz's Donovan Mitchell. So earlier this week, Ian Begley of Sportsnet New York talked about the Cavaliers touching base with the Utah Jazz to see if there was potentially something that could be done to trade for the all-star guard Donovan Mitchell. You know, putting him here in Cleveland, pairing him with all-star point guard Darius Garland, and with the best young backcourts in the NBA and a front court including the unanimous All-NBA rookie first-team selection Evan Mobley would have been a great thing here in Cleveland, but apparently that is not in the cards because, as it turns out, the Cavs and the Jazz will not be making a blockbuster trade to bring Mitchell to Cleveland. So what we have learned is that one of the top contenders for Mitchell is now the New York Knicks. So they'll be going after potentially that 3-time All-Star. We've got a special person to celebrate here in Cleveland, though. Anyway, legendary drummer John Adams has been inducted into the Cleveland Guardians Distinguished Hall of Fame. Now, this is a special honor for non-player personnel, and if you're not familiar with John Adams, he was inducted 2 days ago on Wednesday, and it was 50 years to the day of the first time that he brought his drum to Cleveland Municipal Stadium. He's the guy who beats the drum at the Guardians games and has done it for the better part of the past 50 years. He's been to more than 3,700 games, to be honest. So as a legacy gift to Adams, the Guardians have commissioned local sculptor David Deming to create a bronze replica drum, and they're going to put it on his actual bleacher bench at Progressive Field. And if you want to know where that is, it's on the top level of Heritage Park. Now, he hasn't been able to attend a game since 2019 because of the COVID-19 pandemic and ongoing health issues, but he still makes his presence very much felt in Cleveland. Earlier this year, O'Neill Healthcare, Fairview Park, which is where he's been rehabilitating, he's staying there, posted a video of him banging on his drum at their facility during the Guardians home opener. So he still has the team spirit, and he's still leading Cleveland and cheering on for the Guardians, who are doing very well right now, might I add. Adams is only the 12th person to be inducted into the Guardians Distinguished Hall of Fame, and we say congratulations to you, Mr. Adams. That's it for your 3 News Now update today for Friday, August 26th. Little note for you, I will be out on Monday, but I'll be back on Tuesday with more 3 News Now. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you back here next week.
Thanks for listening to 3 News Now with Stephanie Haney from WKYC Studios. Subscribe now so you never miss an update, and find more on everything you heard here on WKYC.com and in the WKYC app.